we wake, hear the birds and see the sun, side by side our fears.
Good morning and welcome back to the channel. It's episode 61. It's March 3rd and here's your weather. In Columbus today it's 39 degrees. The high today is supposed to be 66 and the winds are coming in at 2 miles an hour from somewhere. It doesn't matter. Traffic is light right now at this hour because nobody's up. Yep. And in NASCAR yesterday, this guy named Seabell, he won the race at the something. I don't remember. We'll get better at that. And these messages is brought to you by your morning coffee. Don't start the day without it. That's hot and it's so good. Buy some today. Anyway, yeah, episode 61. It is March 3rd. It is Monday. And I am, for the first time in a while, I'm kind of excited. I'm really excited. Don't know why, but the word is excited. All right. What are we going to talk about today? I told you yesterday that I wasn't going to bring anything up, and I'm not going to. So, what else is there? No, I'm just kidding. We got plenty. We can come up with plenty to talk about. Believe me. Well, let's talk about the van. This just, I've been watching this. My engine's dry. I'm just going to tell you. This is how I'm about to tell you how lazy I am, or how lazy I can be. My engine is dry. I took the last 2 years, 3 years, fixing all the leaks, doing this to the engine, changing the, just fixing it. And after the last oil change, which was, that was November, because I went down to Florida. Man, that's been a while. So, it's time to go ahead and do another one. I did a stupid thing. My tools got stolen, so I was limited on what I had because I went and bought my oil filter, my wrench, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't have grip in my hands anymore. So that last little squeeze on the filter that I usually use my strap wrench for, I used the one I took it off with, and it's got teeth. And I'm just going to be honest. Ever since then, there's been a small drip coming from the casing because one of them teeth pinched in it because I was too lazy or too cheap to go buy the right filter wrench. So, yeah, I'm thinking about it now. I'm going to buy my the next oil change, which is coming due. I will have me a strap wrench so I can put it back on because I can't tighten it up by hand. And I will once again be drip free. When I walked in here, I'm not going to talk about work. I'm talking about me. When I walked in here, I had this feeling about this place. And after a month was there, I thought that I could create another job for me. Because it was pretty evident that I wasn't going to be able to write service like I had been. I can still write service, not a problem, but not like I was. And I observed and everything felt need. So that's when I started thinking, moving, doing whatever. And what I was going to show this company I was capable of doing, and then they can pay me. Instead of the other way around where the company takes a chance on me, the person, and then they pay out all this money and they don't get nothing in return. I wanted to do a reversal. You want to know why? Because it's easier to swallow that way. It was easier to swallow that way. And I have proven myself. The numbers are there. The CSI is there. The Google reviews are there. Dude, we are like 851 last time we checked. 851 is the upper echelon of dealerships. It's enough Google reviews, enough positive out there that it's got a spotlight and says, they're people. They're doing something right. We want 900 though. We're only 49 points away. We'll probably get kicked back a couple more times, some bad reviews, because somebody's going to mess up. Let's face it, somebody will mess up. And, yeah, and I had a talk with Ron. You know, I said, look, I will do this. And then the company can pay me. And if there's anybody else, number one, more qualified to do it than me, and in the position that they can. Because I'm going to tell you, if I had a sticks and bricks and a normal life and a car note and everything else, this would not be possible. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. My paychecks ain't nothing to laugh about. No, my paychecks are something to laugh about. I'm making enough money to pay the bills that I have, what little they are, keep gas in my van, buy cigarettes, it's an expense, and still have a little bit of change left over the end of the month. It's tight. I'm working it. I've gotten used to it, but because I live in a van, I'm able to do that. So, and it's my mindset. And I don't care if it works for anybody else. Some people are like, why are you doing that? You let me do me. You let me worry about me. If it took me a year to prove myself, a lot of people can say, well, let me put it this way. I proved myself in 30 days. 30 days after I started, I proved myself in all aspects, and it just keeps getting better. But I am in a position to be able to handle this. Nobody else can handle this. Nobody else could do what I'm doing. Nobody else can do the physical aspect with the Google reviews, the choreograph and everything else at the dealership, much less be able to afford to sit there and draw as little money as I am off of the dealership. So, yeah, that's what makes me unique. People don't understand it, and you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be that way. Maybe if I was you or somebody else, I couldn't do it. So therefore, they don't get what I can do, or no, we can't afford it. I'm sorry. And then I go on to another place. You'd never get noticed. All it took was one. All it took was one man to agree to it. And he did. And he said he was going to follow through what he said he was going to do, because I'm worth it. I am worth everything that I ever claimed to be as it relates to my job. And I'm happy because of that. I've got accolades all over the place, and I'm sure there are people that are just as well and better off than me with their job, but there's very few in the $1 Million Club. in a small Honda dealership, that's that, you know, selling $1 million worth in a BMW dealership, man, that's hands down. You should be selling $1 million. In a Mercedes dealership, you should be selling $1 million. Maybe, and Toyota's going to be close. But to sit there and sell $1 million, $1,400,000 in a Honda dealership that's only got 15 technicians and 5 of them were lube techs, that's strong. That's me, or was me. And it's not brag if you can prove it. And I've proved it 5 years in a row. I've proved it 5 years in a row. Anyway, yeah, that's that came to my mind this morning. So here we go. How can this relate to you? How can this relate to you? Well, if there's a talent or something that you're good at, like over the top, I can whip out my plaques. You know, it's indisputable. I am at the top of the heap when it comes in this division, and you're talking about service advisors. But to write $1.4 million worth of service in a Honda store, in a town, and a place that sold about 140 cars a month, it's pretty strong. How can it relate to you? Well, what can you do? What are you good at? What are you sets you apart from somebody else in the industry you work in? Now, I understand most everybody's labor intense. You know, a lot of vandals are probably toolsmen, you know, like meaning carpenters and plumbers and this and that and the other. Some of you can work out of a dealership. Some of you have worked at a dealership and never went back. Let me say this might be a good time because you got a different president, you got a different focus. This might be a good time to get back in it because the millennials that are coming in, they don't know. The new crop of people come in, they don't know. It's the seasoned people like myself, 21 plus years in the service drive. Another 15 years in customer service over the counter with parts and equipment. And then, yeah, so there's that. There's 44 years right there I've got in the automotive industry. And in 2 years independent. So yeah, I've got 40 something years. You know what really hurts me? It don't hurt me. It irks me. It don't irk me. And this is a reality, folks. I'm 60. I've got about 15 good years left. 15 to 20. That'll put me 75, 80. There's things that I want to experience. There's things that I want to do. I have wasted the better portion of my life. And I'm not talking about the boys. I'm not talking about the failed marriage. I'm not talking about the many failed relationships. Nothing in specific, because I wouldn't take anything for any of them. But as a whole, I wasted a lot of time. I'm 7 years away from natural retirement. I'm 2 years away from the date I can retire, and anything in between. And it saddens me that I've wasted all this time in life and I'm sitting here. I'm not upset about my things, not upset about my position in the world. But yeah. So, if you live in a van full time, you got your act together, and you got a talent that you're able to do, think about giving an employer a discounted rate for a certain short period of time. Go in there and bust your ass. Prove to them that you're the right stuff. That might be the way to get it, because it worked for me. And if my dumb ass can come up with it, so can you. Because I'm an idiot when it comes to things or I'm real slow. I'm not an idiot. I have very pronounced thoughts all day long that are in-depth and intertwined, and I just can't get them out. I used to be able to get them out, but I can't get them out no more. So I'm gonna challenge everybody out there that has a unique talent or a unique skill or something along that lines, that lives in a van. You know, you people living in your sticks and bricks, I have no problem with you, but I know you can't do this because you're buried in debt and bills and everything else. This would have to be somebody that lives a nomadic life and got it figured out. So the next step is to be unique and stand out. Wow, that kind of felt good. Coffee's really working this morning. Yep. It's coming up on 18 minutes, probably knock it down to 15 or so. I'm going to end it right here. That way I can get this day started, let y'all do whatever you're going to do. I hope you got something out of it. I did, because now I'm charged up once again. This thing's working, okay? If I can make this work over here, you can make it work for you. Have a great day. Call your mom. Be kind to somebody, and we'll holler at you later. We test, we don't guess.